When it comes to a child's future, education is everything. And here in Fort Worth, there's a renewed focus on literacy, school quality, and access to learning opportunities for every family. Brent Beasley, president and CEO of Fort Worth Education Partnership, is here to share what his organization is learning and where we're seeing some signs of progress. Welcome to Texas Today, Brent.
Thank you. Thank you.
For those that are not familiar, tell us more about the Fort Worth Education Partnership.
We're a nonprofit organization. We're dedicated to the idea that all kids in Fort Worth deserve access to a high-quality public education, and so we provide funding to schools and to other things that support, good education in schools.
Brent, you recently released a report about education in Fort Worth. What were some of the highlights?
Yeah, we've been putting out this report every year for the last several years, and we look at how many kids in Fort Worth are meeting grade level standards, how many are below grade level. And we look at all of the schools that are in the city of Fort Worth, so that's across 12 different school districts, a number of charter schools and charter networks. And when you put all those together, there's about 170,000 kids in public schools in the city of Fort Worth. And of those 170,000 kids, only 37% are meeting grade level standards. So that means 63% of Fort Worth kids are below grade level.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The one positive thing I can say about that is we saw a little bit of growth this year from the previous year. So for a number of years, really since COVID, we've seen mostly declines in this kind of performance. But this year we saw a bump up by about 2 percentage points.
What's an example of another school doing well?
Yeah, we love to see schools, especially schools that have high, low-income student populations that are really beating the odds, that are doing better than you would expect. One of those in South Fort Worth is Alice Contreras Elementary. That's a Fort Worth ISD elementary school. And they have seen, just in 1 year, they saw a growth of 9 percentage points of kids meeting grade level. Since before COVID, they've gone up 17 points. And really, even if you look back 10 years ago, they had half the number of kids at grade level as they do now. So there's a school that's really on the right trajectory. And when you think about the difference that's actually making in those kids' lives.
Why should the broader community care about how our public schools are doing?
Yeah, I think a couple of reasons. One, it's just the right thing.
Right.
I think we all believe
that
every kid should have access to a good education. And then secondly, when you think about our city and the future, if most kids in Fort Worth are not reading at grade level, you think about what that means for the future. Things like poverty, homelessness, mental health, incarceration, the workforce, all of these things that have long-term impacts. And so, when we look at how kids are doing in third grade, for example, now, we can know a lot about what the future is going to hold for those kids and for our city.
Now, you have mentioned that reading by the third grade is very important. Why is that, Brent?
Yeah, there's all kinds of studies where they have shown that how kids are doing in third grade is a great predictor of what's going to happen long-term, academically for that child. So the state of Texas studied third graders, and what they found is that third graders who were below grade level then, when they followed them over the years, almost none of those kids earned a 4-year degree or even a 2-year degree. Less than 2% of kids in third grade who are below grade level went on to earn any kind of post-secondary degree.
Brent, if someone wanted to go through some of these reports and learn more for themselves, how can they do so? Yeah,
all of this is on our website. It's fortworthep.org. And you can look up any school or any school district. You can look up your child's school or a charter school, any school in Fort Worth and Tarrant County, really, and see how the kids are doing there.
To learn more about Fort Worth Education Partnership, you can go online to fortworthep.org.